Los Angeles police officer William Dorsey Jones Jr. saw himself as a bridge builder, the neighborhood cop who rounded up toys for disadvantaged children, volunteered as a high school football coach and offered words of hope to those considering suicide. Jones, 42, was labeled by one admirer in a published report as Officer Good Guy. Union official Thomas Sagow described Jones as the police officer he'd most like to clone. Now Jones is at the center of a firestorm, identified Thursday as the officer who fatally shot an assailant and an innocent 14-year-old girl shopping for dresses December 23 at a North Hollywood Burlington store, with a growing chorus demanding justice for the dead girl's family. Jones's attorney said Thursday that the officer followed his training to a T despite the tragic outcome. He's truly devastated at the results of the officer-involved shooting, as heartbroken a man as you can imagine, said attorney. He was acting the way he was trained to do. It's hard for him to see it as it is being portrayed. Wilcox would not discuss the shooting in detail. How the shooting is being portrayed by some, following the release of police body cam footage, is that Jones rushed ahead of his colleagues and fired in haste with a rifle at a fleeing suspect. One stray bullet pierced a wall and entered the dressing room where the girl, Valentina Oriana Peralta, was hiding with her mother. Attorney Rahul Ravapudi, representing the mother and sister of the slain girl, said it was obvious from the videos that the shooting was an unreasonable use of force and a breach of policy. It's heartbreaking, Ravapudi said. It sounds like Jones is certainly not taking accountability or responsibility. The California Attorney General's office is investigating the shooting, which occurred after police were called to the clothing store because a man with a bicycle lock on a chain was assaulting customers. The suspect, Daniel Elena Lopez, 24, also was killed by Jones, who fired 3 times. As the investigation continues, attention turned Thursday toward Jones and his 11-year tenure with the department, where he served as a community relations officer based in North Hollywood. A story in his college newspaper as well as his Twitter account were erased from the internet, but retrieved by Southern California news group with the Wayback Machine. The 2020 article in the University of Louisville paper, the U of L, said Jones was a native of Kentucky who left in 2006 to become a police officer, but later returned to the school to graduate with a degree in communications. The story said Jones grew up poor in the West End of Louisville, with his mother working multiple jobs to keep the family housed and fed. The tweets weaved a tale of a veteran cop with a penchant for motivational phrases, an African-American who belonged to both the Thin Blue Line and Black Lives Matter. "I'm a black man.